Welcome to Manifesting Basics Heelcamps. Yes, I said Heelcamp and not boot camp because over here we do heal. In this series, we're going to dive deeper into the principles and methods that include mindset transformation, manifestation, and what I like to call feminine reality creation. We're also going to dive deeper into the principles in my book, Manifesting Made Basic. So with each Heelcamp, you'll be able to find a workbook or a worksheet associated with it, and you can download it in the link below. All Heelcamps can be found at my website at ambermarieturner.com/Heelcamps. So I invite you to download the worksheet and take notes. And without further ado, let's get into Heelcamp.
Hey guys, welcome to Heelcamp. So in today's Heelcamp, we're going to talk about awareness, and we're also going to talk about what I call the sundial principle. The sundial principle. So we're going to talk about awareness, and we're going to talk about how it matters what perspective you take when it comes to any issue, problem, or obstacle you have in your life. So, I want to start here with awareness. So, we talk about awareness all the time, and what is awareness? So, I want to start with analogies, examples, and things like that, because what we're going to do in this Heal Camp is actually use our awareness to solve any and every problem. Any and every problem. And so by solve, I mean heal, I mean let go, I mean surrender. Okay? So imagine that your awareness is a flashlight. And I've talked about in other heal camps that awareness is light. Awareness is that loving light that is you. Okay. So I want you to imagine that your awareness, your focus and attention is a flashlight. And so anytime that we shine our awareness or bring our awareness to something, it's almost like we're flashing a flashlight or focusing a flashlight on that thing. So any problem, obstacle or issue that you're having in your life, I want you to think about, okay, my awareness is the flashlight, and I'm bringing the flashlight to bring this thing to light so I can see it. So it right now is in the dark. You're stumbling around in the dark and you bring your awareness to something, it's almost like you're flashing a flashlight on it and bringing your awareness to it, and now you can see it. That is what our awareness is. So, if we can look at these issues, or it doesn't even have to be issues, whatever you bring your awareness and focus and attention to is that you're shining a flashlight on it. But right now, we're talking about issues and obstacles and problems because we want to heal those and surrender and let those things go. So, again, our awareness is a flashlight. And when we shine that flashlight on that thing that is causing us pain, that's causing us disease, that is causing us stress in our lives, we are shining the flashlight on there and bringing our awareness to it so we can see it clearly. And I want you to think, when you shine a light at something, what does it do? It casts a shadow. Okay. It casts a shadow. So I want you to think, how are you looking at this thing in your life that you're bringing your awareness to? Whether it be insecurity, whether it be that problem or issue that you are experiencing, are you casting a shadow? And you be like, how do I know if I'm casting a shadow? Well, this is where the sundial principle that I call the sundial principle comes into play. How are you looking at this issue or problem, this obstacle, this stress, this pain that's in your life? Because if you keep bringing awareness to it, you are casting a shadow. So, how are you looking at it? How are you bringing your awareness to this problem? So, I believe that the truth is love. All is love. You are love. You are that loving light, and you are all of it. You are love. But when we look at something and we bring our awareness to something in that is causing us pain, and we're looking at it at the same level of awareness that the problem is on, it is casting a shadow. So, how do we get rid of this shadow? So, again, this is where the sundial principle comes into play. The sundial principle basically is we are alleviating, getting rid of that shadow. And so, how do we get rid of a shadow? We meet it with love. How do we meet it with love? We move to a higher level of consciousness. And so it reminds me of this thing, one of my favorite quotes by Einstein. And Einstein said, you can't solve a problem at the same level of consciousness that the problem was created. You have to move to a higher level of consciousness. So, what is a higher level of consciousness? A higher level of consciousness is not at the same level as the problem, because if you're looking at the problem at the same level, you're bringing your awareness to the problem. It is casting the shadow, and so if you move to a higher level, which is always going to be love, if you go to the highest level, which is love, and you bring your awareness to the problem, then it casts no shadow like a sundial. Because the sundial, we use the shadow to let us tell time. But once the light hits the highest point during the day, there is no shadow to cast. So that that is the sundial principle at play here. We want to move to a higher level of consciousness and bring our awareness back to what we're trying to solve or what we're trying to heal, and move to that level of consciousness, which is love, to heal that shadow where we love the thing, but we love the thing, and through that love, it gets healed and it goes back into potential. Because if you bring your awareness to that thing at the same level in which that problem exists, it will always cast a shadow. And so we always have to move to a higher level of consciousness and meet it with love. The highest level of consciousness will always be love. And love is the healer of all. That then we let go of that thing, that obstacle, that story, that block. We let go and heal it with love. Awareness, because awareness is love. So we move to the highest perspective, which is ultimate unconditional love for that thing. That is the highest perspective. That is the highest level in which we can heal that thing. Because as we move to these higher levels of consciousness, to the next level, to the highest level, which is love, we then, once we heal the shadow, are able to experience more of ourselves. And more of ourselves is more love, bliss, happiness, peace, and harmony in our lives. So as we move to a higher level of consciousness, the highest level, which is love, we heal that shadow. The shadow dissipates. It dissipates. So this is what I believe Einstein meant when he said that you can't solve the problem at the same levels of consciousness in which the problem was created. You can't look at that problem, that obstacle, that pain, that stress at the same level in which it was created. You have to move to a higher level of consciousness and love it from that perspective. That perspective, not the same level perspective, but the higher perspective, which will always be love. And so I really wanted to share the sundial principle because anytime that you look at something with love and love it back into potential and get back to the truth of who you are, which is pure love, pure light, you will heal those things. This is the releasing and letting go and surrender approach to life because are these obstacles are casting the shadow. We have to move to the highest perspective of love and love that thing back into potential and get back to our true nature of love. So I really wanted to share that. I hope you guys enjoyed the sundial principle. Always move to the higher level of consciousness when it comes to solving any obstacle, problem, stress, pain, or anything like that, because your true nature, your true essence is light. It is love. And so we bring our awareness to the issue, but then we move to the highest level of consciousness, which is love. And we bring our awareness from that perspective on that thing. Okay, you guys, that's all for today's Heelcamp. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, like and subscribe. Please let me know if this really helped you from looking at it from this lens, because I like to look at things from these kind of principles. And this is a principle that I came up with and I utilize all the time in my life. It's like, how can I look at this from a loving perspective? Sometimes we don't get to that highest perspective because we're still in our ego. But there is the possibility for you. You just have to make the choice. You have to decide, how am I going to look at this thing? What perspective am I going to look at this thing? And let it go. Let it go. Let the shadow dissipate. Okay? Anyways, you guys, that's all for this video. I hope you enjoyed. Like and subscribe. I would check you guys in the next Heelcamp. Peace.